Whispering wind through the cypress green, river rolling lazy down to Buffalo's Bend. Feels like a dream you never wanted. Fireflies dancing on Lake Ouachita, them razorbacks are gonna win it all. Magnolia scents hanging thick in the air. It's the way of life, a natural state of affairs. Summer in Arkansas, it steals your soul from the Ozark Hills to the Delta's road. Sweat on your brow, but your heart feels free. It's the only place I want to be. Summer in Arkansas, where the heart's at ease beneath southern stars and these tall pine trees. The prettiest place you ever saw. It's summer in Arkansas.
Live from the Busch Light Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
So I know it's going to be 90-plus degrees across our state, a good chunk of it anyway. Where do you keep your thermostat in the summer?
In the hallway.
Degree-wise. 60. Thank you, Dad. It's the most dad joke I've ever heard. 60.
You asked.
Where do you keep it? Mine's at 70 all the time in the summer. I yell at my roommates if they move it in any way, shape, or form. You can have the fan on, but that thing is not getting below 70 because it's too expensive. You drop it a degree, it's like an extra $100.
Oh, it is not.
You're right. It's like 200 extra bucks.
No, it's not.
I was going to say you're a little low on the 70. I'd say about 72, 73 in the summertime. Get that fan going.
70 with the fan on. That is as low as I will go in our house. Now, it's on like 67 in the winter. Again, you're talking to someone who's
glad I don't live with you.
Very cheap. Very cheap. And my roommates don't pay for utilities, by the way. They just pay for, like, we basically just split it up, but they don't pay for utilities. So I'm very like, hey, this is how it's going to be. You're not paying for this. I'm having to do it. I'm in charge.
As long as you live under my house.
Don't touch that. And listen, and I think back to
you're a lot of fun.
Oh, well, I listen. You know how we say we're never going to turn into our parents. Much other things. I think back to my dad, who used to get so mad at us for like, and I say so mad. He was mad at us for other things, but I do remember an incident or two where he was like yelling, and it was like, I understand it now, because a degree or two is, again, in my opinion, the difference between like $100 or $200. It might not actually be.
You're exaggerating.
Mine told me it might cost me in my college education, so I never touched the thermostat.
That sounds about right. Milk Toast says he keeps it at a warm balmy 72. See, 72 is too hot to me.
68 degrees.
Is that what you keep yours at? But what is your bill each month? Like $500? Is it higher?
That'd be a good month in the summer.
Oh, yeah, because I remember you complaining last summer how high
it used to run about $300 or $400 in the summer, and now in the last like 4 years, it's doubled. Well, the house ain't changed. The unit hadn't changed. The price has changed.
Brennan texting in, and I'm going to talk about inflation in just a sec because it affected a purchase I just made that I was very, very angry at. Brennan and Fort Smith texting in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Whatever will keep the babies asleep, 68. Yeah. I obviously don't have to do with that.
Whatever keeps my wife. I keep the upstairs a little cooler than the downstairs, but
because whatever keeps my wife.
Whatever keeps her happy. I don't know. I know one thing.
Nagging me.
One of the best things is like when you're going vacation this time of the year. You check into the hotel, like the Inn at the Mill would be the place, and you just crank that baby down to like 64.
Oh, that's the thing.
You hang meat. Let's hang meat
when
here.
When we were in Omaha, it was as soon as I walked in, the room was at 72, and I said, "This is not going to work." So I cranked the fan up high when I think it went down to 62, and we had it going like that the entire.
So you'll waste somebody else's money. That's why I'm gonna have to put a lock.
Factored into the cost.
That's why I'm gonna have to put a lockbox on the one here at the office. I got someone. We got to do some work on it.
It says 74 there.
I know it's ridiculous. It's hot. 74. We're in a building, by the way, that is made of. I mean, we're in a rock tomb. Wouldn't you say that? We've got like a house.
This is a mausoleum. Yeah.
Listen, you could drop some of them bombs like they did, halfway around the world. It's not knocking this place down. I mean, this built, what it does is it radiates heat, right? Mm-hmm. So we live basically in a pizza oven here. Stays warm in the winter, but in the summer, it as the day progresses, it does get a little warmer because our entire structure is built of rock, which is great part of the time, but it radiates the cold and radiates the heat.
I just looked up, and I think you guys might be very surprised at how cheap. And this is why I lock in, and I'm very strict on what we do in this. You know what my last OG&E and bill was? Just guess.
Oh, a lot less than the one that's coming.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, you're right.
I'm going to guess the one you just had was $200.
Okay, Colton.
Yeah, I'd say $200.
$122.
All right. Well, you get ready. Buckle up, big boy.
Because it's about to hit, and it's going to hit hard. So you can send us your bill, what it was last month, or where you think it's going to be. You can tell us what
mine was 200 and something. I'm fully expecting 5 or 6 this month.
I just checked mine for coming up on July 3rd here next week for this June as it's gotten hotter, and I'm probably just going to keep that fan running because that's a lot of money.
Steven Benville says, Ty, your dad is showing. You better tuck it back in. Well, that is...
So what we did, we just go to the inn at the mill, we'll get some rooms, we'll stay a while, and we'll just crank that baby down to like 64. That's what we'll do. Just
Deal.
Make it happen.
Deal. That sounds like a plan. All right, that's where we begin here on a summer day, here on a Tuesday. We're going to talk to Bruce Stan. Bruce is surprisingly not in Oklahoma City. I just assumed that he would do whatever it took to be at the celebration, at the parade today. But he's in Chicago, so we'll catch up with him coming up. But the big news for Arkansas athletics was an announcement that was made yesterday, and it concerns a former baseball coach.
I'm proud to announce in February we will have our second inductee, Coach Norm DeBryan.
Thank you. I just want to thank the good Lord for longevity. It's embarrassing how old I am, but it is. Thank you.
Kind of unusual in college baseball. 5 of our 9 starters were black. They were all from Arkansas. We developed them. They got better, and by the time they were juniors, we held and won the Southwest Conference tournament. First time it was ever held in Fayetteville, and I think we finished 3rd in the country that year.
This is the opening drive.
All right, so we celebrated you last year, 20-plus years at Arkansas, at the ESPN Arkansas. Coach DeBryan has been on campus since 1970.
5 years before I was born. Yeah.
I mean,
I think,
over half a century.
No. I think you're improperly stating that. He's been on campus longer than that. He was the head coach because Barnhill offered him the job. Wasn't he already doing something else on campus prior to that?
I think you're
when he was telling us the story.
Yeah, I think you're.
So he became the head coach in 1970. Think about that. John Barnhill hired him to be the head coach of the baseball team after someone else backed out one day into the job.
So he has been selected by the College Baseball Foundation as part of the 2025 Hall of Fame college baseball class. And the first time when I saw this, I was just like, I just assumed he was already in. Like, that was my first reaction when I saw this. Him and Jeff Keenan, the only Razorbacks a part of this. Coach Bryan, just going to read off some of the press release. 19 All-American selections, 58 All-Conference, Southwest Coach of the Year, 78, 82, 83, 87, 89. As you heard Coach Bryan say, they were in 3rd place in the 85 year. They were runners-up in 1979. The team that one of the teams Scott Tabor was on. He is going to be inducted the 2026 Night of Champions on February the 12th in Overland Park, Kansas, which is the home of the College Baseball Hall of Fame.
Overdue. That's the word that first comes to mind for me. Long overdue for Norm DeBryan. And you stop and think about his service and his career with the university, and it's pretty incredible. And I believe if you add up the years, because he's still helping the foundation and has in recent years, and that's the one thing he, while he was out of the public eye after stepping down as head baseball coach, he spent 20 plus years helping the foundation raise millions of dollars. Been a wonderful ambassador for the university and a integral part of the fundraising arm. So you stop and think about service to the university, 55 plus years. That exceeds, Coach Broyles was low 50 years, if I remember right, after his time with the foundation. So, it's incredible what he has done And the fact that it's just now happening to him going into the College Baseball Hall of Fame is way overdue.
Yeah, and I think for a guy like Scott Tabor and all these former players that he have, including Jeff Keane was on campus for the first time, I think, since he left recently. That's always a cool moment. We've talked about, like, not only do you want a national championship for all the former players for Dave Van Horn, but Coach DeBriyn's kind of also, you kind of put them together for obvious reasons. Like, you want to have that added to the trophy case, not just for DVH, but also for Coach DeBriyn as well. And I think for the way that they characterize, I've had and heard players talk about this, is that they were like scared and intimidated by him, but at the same time they would run through a wall for him, which is the most old school type of way to describe a former coach. Like former high school coaches or junior high coaches that I had, that would be how I would describe them. It's like, I was kind of intimidated by them, but at the same time, it's like they knew how to motivate, they knew how to push me to be my best, and others. I feel like that's I feel like I've heard that description more than once when it comes to Coach DeBriyn, even though he is. The thing about these old baseball coaches, really old coaches in general, they just have an elite talent for storytelling, and he definitely has that.
Well, when you get a few years behind you, you got a lot of stories to tell.
That is true.
You got a lot to choose from.
That is true.
Again, the fact that Arkansas as a program only has 2 representatives in this Hall of Fame, I think that will change a lot. You stop and really think about the best days and the best times. It's over the last 15 years, you've got several good candidates to probably choose from over the next 15 years, and certainly Dave Van Horn is going to be amongst those inducted, and hopefully they don't make him wait as long as they made Norm DeBriyn wait.
I would guess just the recent ones being the Golden Spikes Award winners, Andrew Benintendi, who's going to come on halftime at 11 o'clock on Thursday, Kevin Kopps, who I think is going to also join us on the Morning Rush on Thursday, and then also Viva Loy, who obviously just won this weekend in Omaha, Nebraska.
A good start there, wouldn't it?
Those 3, I think, are going to be the initial starts. Well, speaking of big-time awards, for the first time in the history of the franchise, the Oklahoma City Thunder won the championship this weekend against the Indiana Pacers, and I say the franchise. Obviously, they were the Seattle Supersonics before, but for the first time since they moved to Oklahoma City. Bruce, I am a little surprised as we welcome in our buddy Bruce Dan to Pradco Fishing. I was talking to my roommate last night. He wanted to go to the parade today. Work has just kind of, unfortunately, bogged him down this summer, so he's not going to make it. I was really shocked because I just assumed you'd be in OKC this morning, man.
Well, duty calls. I have business. I'm at the Chicago O'Hare Hilton for a day full of meetings with our 2 biggest distributors, so I'm going to have to catch the highlights. I'm missing it, and I want to be there, but congratulations, Thunder.
I've heard Chuck talk about the 94 championship parade, and obviously after the Razorbacks won in Charlotte, North Carolina, this is the first time outside of like the Green Bay Packers that I've watched one of my teams win. I mean, what is it like for those that experience? I mean, you weren't there in Fayetteville.
I didn't
back
go to
in the
parade, but I mean, I remember the championship. I mean, I'll be honest, I've never been to a parade for a championship. And I'm not sure if Arkansas won that. I mean, unless duty called here with the radio station, I'm probably not going to get out into a parade. But it's something I'd watch. But they're rare. Enjoy it because here's the thing, Bruce. As we found out in '94, we thought that was going to happen every year, and it about did again in '95. But that faucet can shut off pretty quick too.
Well, usually, Tommy, you and I, we're getting up there when we see a championship, especially for our college, like Tennessee won football in '98, Arkansas won basketball in '94. We got lucky and won baseball last year. You only get a few of those. I mean, unless you're an Alabama fan or something like that. So just if you get a chance, and I'm going to talk about parades while Ann's going to roll her eyes because I hate parades. I remember in '89 I covered the Old Fort Days Rodeo for the first time, and I had to go out and cover the parade on Garrison and just saw a bunch of horses doing their business on Garrison. And it just wasn't real exciting to me. So, but it's the first parade that's Thunder. That's the first one I've actually kind of wanted to go to.
Yeah,
but I'm not going.
Yeah, I'm saying as a kid we went to the Old Fort Days Rodeo Parade every year. They kind of ruined me on parades as well.
Bruce, I got to ask, Sunday night.
Watch where you step, Ty. Watch where you step.
Big old turds. I got to ask, because I have not purchased an item yet, but I'm going to guess based on Tennessee winning the national championship and getting one of those shirts. Have you bought anything post Sunday night yesterday or at all? Are you planning on buying any memorabilia from the win this Sunday?
I've not bought anything yet. I will. It's funny. My sons, Gray, Cole, and Slade, all root for different sports teams that I root for. Wyann obviously roots for different teams. The Thunder's the only team we all agree on, and we FaceTimed like the last couple of minutes of the championship right before the buzzer, and it was just cool to see everybody's faces and everybody excited about the Thunder winning. And obviously, all my boys went to Northside, so Jalen and Isaiah being a key part of that team all year. That had a little more meaning because, man, we've been watching them since ninth grade. So just kind of cool to see all that. It makes it hit home a little closer.
Yeah.
And, it's just like fathers and sons and moms and sons. It just brings you together. It's
Well,
cool.
it's kind of funny. Someone sent me and Ty a text message between the three of us yesterday. And our buddy Cole, me and Cole and Ty had played golf last summer with Isaiah Joe. And that picture was like the last thing from last summer that popped up, and that it was kind of great that it was at the right timing the day after they won the championship. And that's the cool thing is so many people, particularly in Western Arkansas, and I've seen a bunch of it on Facebook, have a connection to Isaiah or to Jalen or to their family, and you kind of you feel distantly connected to it. So it's kind of cool that you at least from an arm's length. Know someone that's got a world championship. That's pretty cool.
It is, and it proves it can happen anywhere. Fort Smith Boys Club, Condark Grizzly Fieldhouse, Bud Walton Arena. You take those pathways to the NBA and to become a world champion. It's just pretty cool to see it happen in a kind of a small town like Fort Smith. You get a double dose of it. Not. I don't know if that's ever been done. High school teammates, college teammates, and now you go to the pros and do it together. That's kind of cool.
We looked that up, and there was someone that played with LeBron, but
Tristan Thompson.
It was
like
really
1 year.
Yeah, it was really brief. So I mean, as far as high school teammates winning an NBA championship together, at best it's the second time it's ever occurred.
I think what's Bruce, you mentioned Bud Walton Arena. What's cool to me is Isaiah and Jalen were a part of Arkansas basketball getting back where they belong, which is college basketball prominence. And of course, it was under Eric Musselman, and now it's under Cal. And the same, I mean, OKC, we were terrible 4 years ago. I mean, through the 4 or 5 years, it was bad. And now to see that they've been a part of two rebuilding processes of sorts has been cool. Especially like, I don't know how you felt after the Warriors came back down 3-1. What was that, 2013, I think? That was like,
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, that was one of like, maybe it's 2016, but that was awful. And so they're now, they finally got OKC to a point where their fans like get to relish in a championship. So they're part of two rebuilding processes, which I think is really cool. Plus, they both won state in high school. They win it. They win everywhere.
And how about this? I saw yesterday was what the most watched NBA game in 9 years. Game 7's audience was incredible. So for everyone that says you can't have a successful finals that people are interested in with small market teams, that was all proven wrong in this finals with the Pacers and the Thunder.
Well, I thought it was compelling. I mean, we tend to know these players a little better just because they're close to us, but just the thoughtfulness of Jalen Williams from California and the SGA, the way they articulate after the games. I mean, it's impressive. These are young guys. They got big brains in their head. They speak their minds very well. They communicate. You can tell they love each other, the way they interact with each other. It's really cool to see that, and I think we needed some of that humility and just some of that on the court dominance as well.
Well, buddy, we went from spring to the heart of summer in about 3 days. we went from pretty cool temperatures and pretty comfortable to it is hot and muggy. So how's that affecting the fishing on the Arkansas River or the lakes right now?
Yeah, well, the water's still high up and down the river chain. They're running a lot of water, so you got to fish backwater. Like if you're going down to Dardanelle, what this does, it puts a lot of water in the weed beds and the grassy areas. And, the best thing you can do right now is get out early, get a booyah pad crasher, put it on 60-pound braid, get you an 8-foot rod, and just start winging that thing through the grass and through the slop and try to catch a big old bass that's buried up in that thing. You can also use a booyah mops or swimming jig. Black's been a good color, like on Kerr over in Oklahoma. Same situation. It's a big lake. Water gets up in the grass and weeds and everything, and those fish just like aquatic vegetation. So a lot of our pro staff, a lot of the people that are doing well in tournaments are throwing swimming jigs, the mobster, and popping pad crashers, especially on Dardanelle. It's won some tournaments the past few weeks. So, if you like seeing big blow-ups in the grass, that's something that could be fun right now.
Yep, and stay cool. And like I say, go early and stay cool and hydrated out there. It has gotten summer all of a sudden. So, well, enjoy Chicago, and we will catch up with you next Tuesday.
All right, guys. Good talking to you.
All right, Bruce Stanton, Pradco Fishing with us every Tuesday here on the Morning Rush. If you're in Chicago or you're traveling for the summer, be sure to take the Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell, whether you're craving something cheesy, saucy, or crunchy. Taco Bell's got you covered, and be sure and try the new $5, $7, and $9 Lux Box. It's available now at Taco Bell.
Just one more time.
The Thunder have taken the NBA by storm. For the first time, the NBA champion resides in Oklahoma City. The storybook season is complete.
Hog update coming up next.
Follow the show on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine.
This is Dave Neal with ESPN. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Since 2009, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has provided more than $1 billion in scholarships to thousands of Arkansans just like you. So thanks a billion, Arkansas. If you'd like to apply for the scholarship, simply go to sams.adhe.edu and fill out the information. And just like that, you're applied. The deadline's coming up, so don't forget. Apply now at sams.adhe.edu.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
I'm proud to announce in February we will have our second inductee, Coach Norm DeBryan.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? you might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Are you a middle-aged man feeling low on energy, struggling with weight gain, a decreased libido, or even battling depression? You don't have to feel this way any longer. Hi, this is Stephen Pittman, a licensed nurse practitioner and expert on testosterone replacement therapy. At Pittman TRT in Fort Smith, our priority is to restore your vitality and energy the way you felt in your 20s. No need to drive an hour or more.
Call Pittman TRT today at 479-274-1747 or check them out online at pittmantrt.com. Pittman TRT. Get back to feeling like your old self again.
I have enough trouble deciding what's for lunch. Imagine how stressed I was during the home buying process. Thankfully, Jeff Marks at Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, took the reins.
That's right, Ty. Buying or selling a home is the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. I have years of experience and proven expertise that help guide you through the process.
All my female friends love my house. I'm not kidding either.
Trust me like Ty did to guide you through every step of the way. Call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. Big decisions, simple solutions.
The Golf Nut is thrilled to introduce new products for 2025, including Cobra Dark Speed Adapt Woods and Irons, King G440 Woods and Irons, and TaylorMade QI35 Woods. Lap putters, including the latest OZ model, are also available. Whether you want to improve your swing or enjoy the game, the Golf Nut offers a range of options. Book a lesson or fitting on one of our indoor simulators and experience golfing greatness. Visit the Golf Nut at 5121 Towson Avenue for your ultimate golfing destination.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those. This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
Everybody, woo big Philly. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
The same thing with Baum Stadium. I had a lot of input in construction of Baum Walker Stadium, and we had green seats. And he called me in, and Coach Burrows didn't call me in a lot. I go in there, and he said, Norm, what's our color? And I thought, oh, boy. And he said, what? And the seats were being put in at the time, the green seats. And I said, well, Coach, I said, baseball is green. And what's our color? And I said, green doesn't fade. And he says, what's our color? He said, I got to do this when I drive by it. He put his hand next to his face like, I can't look at it, But then he got over it and everything was fine. Although I do know that the softball field has red seats.
Oh.
I think Coach DeBryan made the right call. He shared that story with us about Coach Broyles and that interaction a couple weeks ago on our show. And if you missed it, Coach Norm DeBryan has been selected for the 2025 College Baseball Hall of Fame class, which they announced yesterday. So congratulations to him, all his former players, and I know that was a really cool moment to see yesterday.
Yeah, that was a great story when he visited with us a few weeks back. And, I like the green seats, and they have held up well, and they haven't faded, so they're not pink now. But that has been I think Baum Walker looks as good as anywhere you're going to go. So love the green seats at Baum Walker.
I know the baseball season didn't end like anyone wanted to, but you have had some good news following the conclusion of the season with Eloy winning the Golden Spikes. This just happening for the first time ever. The best baseball and best softball award has gone to Arkansas athletics in the same year. So there's been a few things again. I don't want to make light of how the season finished, but it has been cool to see some good things pop up since then.
I mean, outside of football, you stop and look at what track and field accomplished, indoor and outdoor this year. Softball, baseball, volleyball had their best year. Basketball, Sweet 16. I mean, outside of football, soccer did well. I don't think I'm leaving anybody out. Even all the sports up there.
Women's golf,
individual national title. Men's golf did well. So, people want to, and I understand football is your money maker. Football is where you need to be good for financial reasons and fan support and a lot of it. I get it. Football is really, really, really important. But, I think we let that shadow of the lack of success in recent years there overshadow the success of some of these other programs.
Yeah.
And I don't care about the Learfield's Director Cup. I could care less about that. Don't shove that down my throat. But I'm just saying there
15.
are a lot of successful stories going on.
Josefa texted in here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Don't forget tennis and hockey as well. I think
I won't now.
The club hockey team had a good year. Keeping the hog update going. On the subject of basketball, a former player did see just signed a contract extension. Daniel Gafford's going to be making $20 million a year with the Dallas Mavericks.
Like a $60 million deal, isn't it?
3 years, $60 million. So I know Arizona
like 14 gonna make 14 next year.
Mm-hmm. I don't know the specifics of each year, but I know people of El Dorado are. I'm not going to try and break down stuff. I'm not a salary cap expert or anything.
Got to read about it. Yeah, I mean, listen. I remember watching this kid in high school. Came up and played against one of Monk's teams at Bentonville. I got to referee him in a state tournament one time. This is a kid that was in the band in junior high, and they just said, hey, why don't you try some basketball and see what happens? Obviously you're taller than everyone in the county, so let's just try this out. And look where he's at now. Look at how, it transformed who he is and, the family and, everyone with that connection. We talked about connections with Jalen and Isaiah earlier. So awesome for him. And, just to see his growth. And I always thought with the way he ran the floor for a big man, he moved from low block to low block as well as I've ever seen. And I think that's been the reason he's got the longevity, and that's the reason he's, signing a $60 million deal. So.
I know Arkansas and specifically El Dorado really excited to see that news.
Good for him. That's a lot of rounds at Mystic Creek down there.
Yeah, you're gonna have another player drafted. I would think either Wednesday, probably Thursday, but Adu Thero is likely going to go off the board on Thursday in the second round. What do you think an NBA team's going to do Thero? I know Colby,
athlete.
He was the most improved. You talk about from Kentucky last season to Arkansas. You could argue he was one of the most improved players of the SEC. I think Tamar Bates, if I remember that right, maybe got the newcomer of the year or the Missouri kid. But Adu had just as much improvement of anyone in the league this past season from one year to the next.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NBA. I think for a while the NBA draft's going to become more and more of something we watch here in our state.
Well, you just think about recently with Moses, Jalen, Isaiah, obviously.
Yeah, but how connected do you feel to these one-year guys? I mean, is it as important to you as when Jalen Williams or Isaiah? I know they were in-state kids, but I just want. How do you feel as a fan out there? Text us, Lewis Automotive Group line open 877-377-6963. Do you feel that connection going into the draft like we have with some of the in-state players? I really don't.
I got a thought on that. That concludes our hog update, and it's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
And check the Oakland Sports app. I don't know if you can bet on the draft, but everything else is fully available.
Where will it do?
PGA, Live Action, Caitlin Clark, all the headlines of the WNBA. You can find them all there. There's no better time to download the Oakland Sports app in the Apple app or Google Play Store and start wagering now. Table tennis is even in there as well. So, and football season will be here before you know it. New customers can earn up to $1,000 in bonus bets, plus the 10% profit boost for new and existing customers on parlays as well. Bet with the brand you trust anywhere in Arkansas. Bet with Oakland Sports.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Got my keg in the freezer. We're ready to get this thing rolling and go home, baby.
You're listening to the Morning Rush.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Since 2009, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has provided more than $1 billion in scholarships to thousands of Arkansans just like you. So thanks a billion, Arkansas. If you'd like to apply for the scholarship, simply go to sams.adhe.edu and fill out the information. And just like that, you're applied. The deadline's coming up, so don't forget. Apply now at sams.adhe.edu.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
This is the Morning Rush.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. Summer is here and Gelco Outdoors has the outdoor gear for you. Hiking boots by Salomon, running shoes by Under Armour, fishing shoes by Extra Tough and Under Armour, dry fit fishing and outdoor clothing by AFCO, Ariat, Drake, Hook, and Under Armour. Take advantage of the hot summer deals on summer clothing with buy one, get the second at 50% off. See store for details. For all your summer fishing, Gelco has the gear. Hunters, get ready for bow season. Gelco Outdoors, your one-stop summer store, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3,
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
This is Daryl Johnston with Hashtag Managed IT Services. We are excited to now be part of AAA Business Systems. Hashtag will continue to handle every IT need your business will have, and now, as part of AAA Business Systems, we can handle all of your document printing and storage solutions. Together, we have the expertise to meet all of your office technology needs. Find us online at aaabm.com or call us at 471-1771.
Every Thursday, take a trip down memory lane at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Joe's is bringing back the flavors you loved from Cuco's, the beloved restaurant that once called this place home. Join Joe's Grill and Cantina for Throwback Thursday and savor classic Cuco's dishes. It's the taste from the past with the vibrant atmosphere of Joe's. Don't miss out on the reunion every Thursday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Come for the food, stay for the memories. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Time for the Carpat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
All right, I want to go back to what we were talking about just before the break and the connection with players that are short-lived at the University of Arkansas. We're in a world with NIL. We're in a world with transfer portal. We're in a world where one-and-dones are pretty prominent in college basketball. Do you feel that connection in the draft? I mean, I remember, long before a lot of these things we just threw out even existed, do you really feel as connected to Joe Johnson as you do a lot of other Razorbacks? Because of he had 3 semesters, essentially, they played for you. I mean, he was a little longer than one and done, but not much. So we were talking about Adu Thiero and where he may go in the draft. Talking about other players. Do you feel that sense of connection the way we have in the past with former players that have been drafted?
I mean, I don't think anyone is going to ever feel a strongest connection to a Sidney Moncrief, a Corliss Williamson, a Joe Klein, guys that are Razorback legends, not just because of the longevity of their careers.
Can you become a legend in 1 year now?
You win a national championship, yeah.
That's the way.
Or get to a Final Four, absolutely. Like people, so let's think about Razorback basketball in a nutshell these last 5 years. So in the one and done aspect,
all right.
We were talking about Isaiah and Jalen being a part of the I hate to say rebuild because Mike Anderson didn't have this place in a bad spot. It wasn't maximized yet, and it's still not, but it's getting there. So
you weren't getting to the Sweet 16.
So Jalen obviously gets drafted after 2 years. He's a sophomore, 34th overall to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Jalen was a part of 2 Elite Eight teams. He knocked off Gonzaga, the number 1 team in college basketball. He brought you to the first Elite Eight since 1995. He's also akin to Fort Smith, Arkansas, where I live. So yes, very drawn to him, like Bruce was talking about. Isaiah, they canceled seasons. He didn't have that. You think about recently, Stanley Moody comes over. He was a part of Elite Eight squad that lost to Duke. You think about this year, Adu Thiero, they get to the Sweet 16. He's obviously a Kentucky transfer. I want him to kill it at the next level. Other guys, Moses Moody, Little Rock kid, one and done, lottery pick, Golden State Warriors, and he's having a good NBA career thus far. Bobby Portis, 2-year guys. These are guys that, again, did not spend 3 and 4 years at school, but they were big pieces to some big wins, and not as much Bobby because that was before a decade ago or whatever, but they were huge parts of you getting back to where you belong in college basketball. And they're, again, closer to my age, so I resonate more with them. But you're never going to get back to that point like you're talking about with some of the Razorback legends.
I mean, I hope Adu Thiero goes as high as possible in the draft, but it's not like I just don't, I don't know how to really put it into words. I just don't have the emotional tie like a guy that had been here 2 or 3 years. And I think that's part of what we're going to have to adapt to in college sports now.
Well, I think
and in basketball in particular, where I think because there's fewer guys, you build a deeper connection maybe to one player or 2 players.
If you had to pick like a freshman of this crew that's coming in, Darius Acuff probably has the highest ceiling. Mm-hmm. And if Darius goes on to have an incredible freshman season and they get to a Final Four, and then he's gone after this year. I will always be attached to him. Anthony Black, probably that's a non-Arkansas kid. In my lifetime, I don't know if I've been more attached to a player because he played through every injury possible. He busted his tail, it seemed like, on every possession. And it looked like he loved playing basketball. And that's not an Arkansas kid. I think there's a differentiation between an Arkansas kid and an out-of-state kid. But I felt like he's through and through. I mean, heck, he was here a couple weeks ago at the Super Regional that AB was here. So I think I could be speaking out of turn, but I think when you have a player that's not from here, like the kids that are from here are always going to embrace what you have, everything, the hog call and everything else. But when you have a player that's not from here, he busts his tail. He's a part of a really good season, which that postseason, beating Kansas, defending national champion. I know you lost to UConn. But that's what you're attached to.
All right, that's your Morning Rush Daily Question. What's your thoughts? Lewis Automotive Group hotline open 877-377-6963. Morning Rush Daily Question brought to you by Cart Path Social.
122 Grant Place in Lowell. Christian Nate would love to have you out there for a corporate event, a work event, birthday party. Yes, hey Ty.
It's hot right now. And if you just don't want to get outside and get in the heat to play golf, Ty, you can go there and play in the cool. Well, if you're setting the thermostat 72, any reasonable person's probably 67, 68.
I would crank down their AC because I'm not.
You're not paying the bill.
I'm just paying the bay. I'm not paying the bill. And you don't pay per person. You pay per bay. It's BYOB. They always have these different events, different things going on. They just had their 1-year anniversary, their birthday bash. So if you're looking for something to do in Northwest Arkansas, check out Cart Path Social on Facebook, on Instagram. Go to their website at cartpathsocial.com or give Christian and Nate a call at 479-487-3622 to secure a reservation today. We're talking about the thermostat earlier, getting text here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Ty, 2 degrees is approximately $56 a month.
There you go.
Give or take some size based on unit efficiency and unit size. Michael's bill was $140 a month. Last year, this month, it was $590. His kids had a camper plugged in. What do you think your first one's going to be? Like when you get it, is it going to be 700?
A couple hundred. No, hopefully not. It's going to be hot a couple of days. It's July that's going to kick your tail.
Mm-hmm.
July.
And August is rough too. Chris in Fayetteville says, I keep my thermostat at 68 when I'm home, and I turn it off when I'm away. My bill stays consistent around 160. That's not bad.
So, well, I'll pay. I mean, I'll pay a little bit extra to be comfortable. I don't want to sweat all night in my sleep. I can't sleep that way. So I'll pay $50 a month to sleep comfortably.
B says, if you can feel the difference between 69 degrees and 70 degrees, I bet you can hear grass grow too.
I can feel the difference.
I have seen what's crazy about the heat. Have you seen the roads get? It's called the buckling of the roads.
Mm-hmm.
I apparently this is happening like all over the
asphalt will
Midwest.
buckle at a certain temperature.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Nebraska, Wisconsin, Missouri. Have you seen any in Arkansas? There
was one. I know it happened in Oklahoma. I read a headline there. Yeah. I've seen it here before, but no, I haven't heard of it here in the last few days. It's been hot. It's going to get hotter. The thing is, it just happens so suddenly with all the heat. So, hey, one thing you do need to do is check out Andy's Frozen Custards. If you want to cool off, now's the time. Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, Conway. They have 2 locations. JFK Boulevard in North Little Rock. You can get the Pick 6, where you can mix and match 6 of your favorite flavors. In fact, you can even order it with the Andy's app. You can download that in the Apple app or Google Play Store and enjoy some Andy's today to stay cool on a hot summer day. That's Andy's Frozen Custards, Fort Smith, Conway, North Little Rock. Walk up or drive through. They're ready to serve you at Andy's Frozen Custards.
Yeah, we're going to be at SEC Media Days in a few weeks, and obviously there's going to be more conversation generating about college football, not just the Southeastern Conference, but the expectations. I know the Big Ten and the SEC are trying to go back and forth right now. Which conference reigns supreme? Being that the SEC has not made or not won the last 2 national championships, the Big Ten feels like they've got something to stand on. But I think one of the interesting dynamics heading into this year is Alabama. Kalen DeBoer and company, they go 9-4 last year, lost their bowl game and Alabama fans are in a frenzy following Nick Saban and the dominance he had in Tuscaloosa. And I don't know if you caught this headline from the Boston College turned Florida State quarterback Thomas Castellanos that said basically they don't have Nick, and I'm paraphrasing what he said, they don't have Nick Saban to save them anymore. Talking about Alabama. Florida State and Alabama
I
play
think a lot of people
one.
probably feel like that.
Well, and that's the question.
That's not the wildest thing I've ever heard said.
But for a starting quarterback who's going up against Alabama week 1, no one ever said that against like Nick Saban. I remember that
there was a reason why.
That Vandy lineman,
Alabama, you're next.
and they lost like 59-0.
Yeah.
The next day. But I guess my question is, and I don't think it's going to happen. I've been on the record saying I think Kalen DeBoer is going to be let go in 3 or 4 years, and they're going to have to find their next coach because it's just so hard to follow a legend. I think my thing is, do we see a collapse this year? Because there's some people really high on Alabama to kind of get back. You don't play them. Like I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Alabama on the schedule this year. Not in addition to everything you already have, but for the last decade, I was like, gosh, we got to play Alabama week 4 or 5. Why?
Maybe he's out over his skis, but DeBoer's been a winner everywhere he's been. Maybe this water's too deep. We're going to find out if he can swim in the deep end of the pool because there's no question the sharks are circling around him right now. But, the fact that, Nick Saban's not here to save us, Nick Saban could have won at a lot of different programs. Alabama was just blessed that he chose them and never left to go to Texas when he had a chance, or any other school that contacted him along the way. Do you think Nick Saban could have taken 10 other programs and done what he did at Alabama elsewhere? He could have at Georgia. He could have at Florida. He could have at Florida State. He could have at Miami. He could have at Texas. Probably even, I would pump the brakes a little bit on a West Coast school just because it's not in the recruiting grounds where he just feasted, but Ohio State. I mean, all the big-name schools. Alabama was already a big-name school. He just revived it. LSU was certainly a place he'd have won many more national titles after winning this first one. So let's not – Alabama's a special place. He made it even more special. But Nick Saban, I believe, walking in the right situation, could have repeated his success at probably 6 to 10 other places in college football. Am I right or wrong on that?
Colton, you look like you're about to respond. Go ahead.
No, my first impression of Nick Saban was him after LSU leaving the Dolphins. So I do not like Nick Saban at all. He's a fantastic coach, but I disagree with you on the fact that I think that Alabama is just going to be down and out after this year.
Right.
They don't have the hardest schedule in the world, and there's only 2 losses I'm looking at on their schedule right now.
And I don't think DeBoer's he's not an idiot.
He's not an idiot.
I think your question about Saban, you got to remember he only won one national title prior to Alabama. So I think it's
only one.
Oh yeah. I mean,
just to put it into again, Bama has had 2 incredible coaches, and Stallings won 1, but they've had a lot of other years where they haven't been Alabama.
And that's what I'm saying. Saban would have taken his magic, his system, his recruiting, not just anywhere, but he could have picked 6 or 8 other brand name schools. I think he could have done at Georgia what he did at Bama. Bama got the blessing of Nick Saban in his most prime years. It was a hand-in-glove situation for sure. Hey, our friends at Mock Legal Solutions have 2 locations. Sallisaw, Oklahoma is the newest one, and Fort Smith's been home base for a while. Jackie Mock handles family law matters like divorce and custody issues, car wrecks, slip and falls, dog bite cases, the list goes on. Plus, they have easy-to-understand flat fees, low-down payments, and monthly payment plans to make it affordable. Go to mocklegalsolutions.com or call 769-1505 for Mock Legal Solutions.
Platinum selling artist Tyler Barr is coming to Harrison, Arkansas at the Creekside Amp this Friday. Tickets on sale now at creeksideamp.com and start at only $20. Tyler Barr with special guest Sadie Bass, along with Chris Luno and the White Buffalo. Tyler Bard live at the Creekside Amp in Harrison this Friday. Get tickets at creeksideamp.com.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Since 2009, the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery has provided more than $1 billion in scholarships to thousands of Arkansans just like you. So thanks a billion, Arkansas. If you'd like to apply for the scholarship, simply go to sams.adhe.edu and fill out the information. And just like that, you're applied. The deadline's coming up, so don't forget. Apply now at sams.adhe.edu.
For decades, the Rebel Crawfish has been a tackle box staple. But now, get ready for the next generation. Introducing the all-new Rebel Matte series of Rebel Crawfish. 4 all-new ultra matte colors that eliminate glare and enhance realism, mimicking a natural crawfish like never before. The same iconic shape and swimming action, but now with a stunning matte finish. Upgrade to the all-new matte series of Rebel Crawfish today at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Dick's Sporting Goods, and local tackle shops everywhere. Rebel. Catch fish anywhere.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Hey, Ty Richardson back at my favorite place, Papa's Pub and Pizzeria in downtown Fort Smith here with Brooklyn, one of the new gals. Y'all have got a great special on Monday, Brooklyn.
Yes, we have our $3 domestic drafts, our Bud Lights, Miller Lights, Coors Light, Yingling, Shinerbach, Michelob Ultra, some super cold mugs, and 10 wings for $8.95.
Come on by and see us at 508 Garrison Avenue in downtown Fort Smith. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
Hey everyone, Josh Earnhardt here at AAA Business Systems in Northwest Arkansas. Do you like doing business with local companies? Did you know that AAA Business Systems is one of only a few truly local office technology providers in Northwest Arkansas? Ask your current technology provider where their corporate office is, and let's keep your money in Northwest Arkansas. Buy local, support local. Call us today at 479-442-4185, and remember, anything else is just a copy.
Hey, this is Coach Olenek, but you can call me Doug. I'm one of the co-founders of Fat Boys Fireworks in Van Buren, along with my friend Dwayne Froud. In the fireworks business, you have to be willing to make deals and keep your prices low. That's exactly what we have done for over 21 years. Come see what we mean at 5524 Highway 59 North in Figure 5, Arkansas, 3 miles north of I-540.
So you're going to tell me that you don't have no black cat, no Roman candles, or screaming Mimi? No. Come on, man.
Fords Grid Incorporated, a company known for paying top wages and benefits, has immediate openings for equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. For nearly 90 years, Fords Grid has built the foundations of the River Valley, and now you can become a part of that legacy. Apply now from any device at GoFordsGrid.com. That's GoFordsGrid.com. Do you finally want to get paid well for your work? Do you want to work for a company that treats you like family? Apply now at GoFordsGrid.com. Fords Grid Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Have you tried the TGI Friday weekday deals? On Monday, they have 50-cent wings, traditional or boneless, 10-piece minimum. Tuesday, cheeseburgers and fries with a fountain drink for $10. On Wednesday, Cajun shrimp and chicken pasta for only $12. On Thursday, enjoy a half a rack of ribs for only $12. Stop by and check out the weekday deals at TGI Fridays, I-540 at Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. In here, it's always Friday.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, a chance of a few isolated showers or storms. Our high temperatures today will be into the lower 90s. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, and overnight low will drop down into the low 70s. Wednesday, ample sunshine, a high into the lower 90s, and another sunny one on Thursday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 67 days.
Sun rising over Pettigene, whispering winds through the cypress green. River rolling lazy down to Buffalo's Bend. Feels like a dream you never wanted. Fireflies dancing on Lake Ouachita. Them Razorbacks are gonna win it all. Magnolia scents hanging thick in the air. It's the way of life, a natural state of things. Summer is it's all that east and these southern stars and these tall pine trees, the prettiest place you ever saw. It's summer in Arkansas.
Live from the Bushlight Studios, this is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
All right, so with it being lake season, how many more texts do you receive from your friends trying to take advantage of you this time of year? Hey, when are we going? Tommy, when are we going?
We're going this weekend.
I haven't been to Lake Ouachita yet this summer. I'm ready to get over there and see Phil and the cars at Shangri-La. I haven't been out on the lake yet this summer. Hopefully it'll happen. I will say I grew up on Lake Ouachita. College and high school was more Lake Hamilton and Greer's. Post-college, it's been more Beaver Lake. We're lucky, and obviously I've been in Norfolk with you. We're lucky that we have a lot of different, it's not just one swimming hole in the state of Arkansas. It's called the natural state for a reason.
Yep.
We're blessed on that.
A lot of good mountains we can make good lakes out of when we dammed up some rivers. Hey, it's Taco Tuesday. Joe's Grill and Cantina fired up and ready to go today. They do tacos for $1 on Taco Tuesdays, crunchy beef or chicken tacos. They've got Kids Night on Wednesday. Then it's Throwback Thursday, every Thursday with a rotation of Cuco's Classic Platters, Fajita Fridays, and the Endless Enchiladas. How many enchiladas you think you could eat on a Saturday on Endless Enchiladas?
At least 10.
Yeah, you can do that every Saturday. Plus, I make the chips and the salsa fresh every day at Joe's Grill and Cantina, and a full bar to keep you comfortable for this time of the year. That's Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps. Joe's Grill and Cantina, Tex-Mex style.
All right, we got this text from JT in Hot Springs. You were kind of joking about this earlier. My wife and I cannot agree on the thermostat setting. She wants 73 during summer, and I want it 70. I get to turn it down to 70 at 8 p.m., and she has the bed warmer on her side and turned on high. And I have the coldest sitting on my side of the bed. Have you invested in one of those beds that you can adjust the... I've seen them on television.
Years ago, we had a mattress company that sponsored the show, and they gave Ruskin and I each a new, I think it's a thermopedic, or I'm not saying it right. Tempur-Pedic mattress. And I had I selected the one with the cooling top. It's been about 10 years ago.
Still on it? Or
Yeah.
Y'all switch out of it?
Nope, got it still. One thing I need to do is one of the we had the split king where you could raise and lower each side. One side's quit working. I don't know who you call to work on those things. So if you know out there, text us. Because I'd like to get it fixed.
He wants to get it
Because
fixed.
guess what? I had to swap sides of the bed. Mine still worked. The kids messed up the wife's side, so it's fortunately flat, and I can live with it, but it'd be nice to get it to work it again.
My dad's listening this morning. He said that his AC bill was $250 last month, and he thinks it's going to be north of $350.
Used to be in the summer, and you could almost say year-round whether you had gas or electric, it was $100 per 1,000 square feet, but I think it's more than that now.
It's gone up.
I mean, so if you had a 2,000 square foot house, your gas and electric, on average, should be combined for about $200 a month.
And on that subject, speaking of inflation, before we talk with our friend Tom Murphy, I'm like I can't function without a planner, and it was the end of this month. They do it by like July to June, so I got this new planner yesterday. How much?
So it's on an academic year. Then.
Yeah, it's on an academic year. How much do you think this cost?
$60.
Oh, it was only 30.
Oh,
I thought,
well,
but
you didn't get a good one then.
No, this is. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The design up front's a little feminine, but it was the one that I wanted because it had it exactly laid out. The other one, the black one that I had, wasn't set up like I wanted it. But so this is not that expensive then, based on your reaction. I thought that I was getting ripped off and dogged for this planner for $30, but.
I even thought yesterday, hey, I got a few things I need to remember later in the year. I'm going to tell Ty to put it in his calendar to remind me about these certain events.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
I've got stuff that's already set up in place for, May of 2026? I don't know how people
How many of those are weddings?
One, two. Some of them
You
I don't
just
know
advertise that you're willing to go to weddings?
No,
you can't know this many single people.
People play it out. I mean, I got friends that are younger, friends that are older, friends from Little Rock, college, Fort Smith. I mean, they add up. You hired a popular guy. It's your own fault.
I think I got a guy that just won't say no. I think that's what you got. You just can't. I can't make it that weekend. I'm busy. You got to learn.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I like
you just say
weddings
no.
are fun, man. They're a good time. If you're single and if you're dating someone or married, they're not that fun. But if you're single, it's a whale of a time.
All right, Tom Murphy in just a second. Brought to you by APAC and Standard Materials Group, your number one source for top quality aggregates, asphalt, and ready-mix concrete. Hey, whether you're working on a job around your house or building a new home, or you're the superintendent at the job site on a large-scale commercial job, APAC has everything you need, and no job's too big or too small. If you need expert advice, they have construction consultant services that can help keep you on track as well. 479-587-3300 for all your rock, asphalt, and ready-mix needs. That's APAC and Standard Materials Group. 479-587-3300.
We got something called beef. B-E-E-F.
This hour of the Morning Rush is presented by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Once again, beef.
All right, Tom, before we get into some football, basketball, and baseball stuff, what is your thermostat currently on? I know you're in the midst of moving, or you just moved, but what is Tom Murphy going to deal with this summer in the house on his thermostat?
Right now it's sitting on 76, which is a little bit toasty, but I'm not in the house too much. I'm helping out at my wife, so if I was in there, it might be 74.
Okay.
See, I got one of them smart thermostats on one of them, and I got to get the other one replaced, where you can kind of program it up and down during the day. Because I'd rather, if I'm I'm like you, I'd rather have a little warmer during the day when I'm not around as much, and a little cooler at night when I'm trying to sleep. So, I mean, I think a smart thermostat that you can control from your phone and program is well worth the money.
Yeah, and I've got one of those. I just have to learn how to program.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm new there, but we're going to get that figured out.
I'm gonna get one of them covers like they got in the fellowship hall at church. Where you got a key on that, keep people off that thermostat. Because come by, hey, who moved that thing there? My wife has threatened me with death if I turn it back up to 72 again.
Exactly. It's the wife that's really ultimately in control of it, man. You can push the button, but she'll tell you where to put them.
Well, Tom, Arkansas baseball got some good news here the last few days. Vahivo Loy wins the Golden Spikes on Saturday. Norm O'Brien was selected for the College Baseball Hall of Fame. Just your thoughts on both of those achievements that we've had be made public these last few days.
Yeah, I mean, good on Behiva. I did see multiple complaints out there about kind of the nature of the ceremony, which is on the field before they start it. And I think Bubba Carpenter put out there that they don't award the college basketball or the Heisman Trophy out on the field before the game. And so maybe there's a different way to do that. But I'm glad he won it. The Alex Lodi, I looked at his numbers, the Florida State shortstop. They were really good. And of course, we know about Doyle, but Arkansas only saw Doyle basically getting hit around. So it's hard to give it to a pitcher. So I'm glad Vahiva won it. He had a great year. The decision he made, he's probably going to live with that for a little while to get the force out at third rather than try the double play. But these things happen, and I did get to speak to Coach DeBryan yesterday. What an outstanding human being, and at age 82, he's still so sharp. And he's a deacon in his Catholic church, and he's he's a resource for Dave, and just a wonderful human being. I'm glad he's being inducted into the College Baseball Hall of Fame. It makes his fifth.
Yeah.
So he's quite the legend.
Yeah, and this particular Hall of Fame is what, less than 20 years old. So when you think about someone that has been around the game as long as he is and just now getting in, I mean, there's quite a backlog in the sport to with having the right number of inductees a year. But I'm sure glad he is being inducted, and his family and everyone can enjoy this moment next February.
Absolutely, and he still gets around great for 82, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to say that, but good on him. And it's funny. He built Arkansas baseball from playing at the fairgrounds on a bumpy track basically to George Cole Field, and then the former players getting together and getting the lights at George Cole Field, and then to having Baum Walker Stadium built. So he basically is the father of modern Arkansas baseball. He went to the World Series 4 times in his 33 years, and now we're in a compact set of time, like 11 years. 4 and 11 years is wonderful. That's a great pace. Dave Van Horn has been 8 times in 23 years, and really, I guess he went his second year at the helm. So
4 and 9.
He's gone, yeah.
4, 9, 12, 15,
18,
19, 22, 25.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's an incredible rate of going to Omaha once every 3 years, roughly. So,
4 times since 18. I mean,
yeah.
Right? 18, 19, 22, 25, 4 times since 18. And there was a COVID year in there.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Sooner or later, you feel like you're going to knock down that door. And I actually felt this was going to be the team to do it. It's just unfortunate that LSU was not only on, their side of the bracket, but the first game. And, we all know they should have won the second game against them. And who knows what would have happened in game 3. One of these days, they're gonna burst that door down.
Yeah. One of the things that, you can join the legacy of Van Horn and Coach DeBryan. Look on the wall the next time you're at Baum out there, folks. From 95 forward, I think there's only been 4 seasons they didn't make the postseason. 4.
And only 1 under Dave.
4.
Wow.
Yeah.
And only 1 under Dave. But you think about that, in 30 years, only missed 4 postseasons. That's a heck of a legacy for only for a program that's only had 2 head coaches since 1970.
It is really, really incredible. The model of stability and obviously success and getting to the postseason. The thing is, they came back with a vengeance after that 2016 season that they didn't make it. Absolute vengeance. Since then, they have the most wins in college baseball since the start of 2017. So that kind of tells you that's a 9-year span, it's a 9-year span.
We talked to Blaine Knight last week, and one of the things that Blaine also alluded to is the 2017 season where they lost to Missouri State in the Fayetteville Regional, and then that team the following year went on to the College World Series Finals. So I wonder, Tom, to go off your point about this team, you feel like they could do it, and I think a lot of people felt that way, including myself. The guys, and they're not going to have a ton of guys from this year to be returning for this next year's team. But what do you think the mentality is like heading into next season, similar to maybe 2018, 2019, back-to-back College World Series appearances?
I mean, yeah, it could be. And I mean, certainly they're going to reload. They're at the top of their game in terms of recruiting, and being a portal destination. And I think player development and just how Dave and the program treat the players and how they approach baseball and all of the analytic tools they have at their disposal, and having a pitching coach like Matt Hobbs and a hitting coach like Nate Thompson and a guy like Bobby Warren is just a great human being, and then Dave at the top of it all. It's a major magnet for players. I mean, Cam Kosel, perfect example. Didn't play a ton at Vanderbilt. Then he comes here and has just a huge breakout year. So he'll go into next season positioned to, get a little, preseason accolades and that kind of thing.
So what's the missing piece? I know that it seems a simple question that has a complex answer. I've had some buddies that know baseball a lot more than me, and it said you got to get that ace pitcher. I mean, you think about Skeens and Anderson these past 2 or 3 years for LSU. There's been other SEC guys that have just been the really the catalyst of their team. Is it as simple to get just one of the best pitchers in all of college baseball, Tom, and the rest will work itself out?
No, it's not that simple, because they had Hagen Smith the 2 years before this, and he was that ace pitcher, especially his final year, and just had a rough outing in the postseason against the team wearing purple from the Big 12. I mean, it's just a fact. So it's more than that. It's the bracket. I think Arkansas. I know they lost 4 out of 5 to LSU, but I just feel like they had a deeper hitting lineup than LSU did this year. But it's that whole the clutch hitting and the something about. I said it on this air going into it. There's something about that purple and gold mystique in Omaha that things happen for them. And that 9th inning is a perfect example. Things happened that benefited LSU. Some hard balls they put into play, they made Arkansas make tough decisions, but others, they just got lucky, basically. And sometimes you get lucky. And I'm not taking anything away from LSU. I mean, they're a great program, certainly with their 8th national championship. But the kind of things that happen for LSU, if those happen, you get the right draw, you got the personnel in place, you got the hitting depth that they did this year. That's the formula to me. All those things, and then, just who you draw late in the year.
Tom Murphy with us, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Real quick before you go, it's June 24th, and we'll enter a whole new world of college athletics July 1. It's a new fiscal year at basically every campus, the way they operate things. And the new revenue sharing and the new court order comes into effect. What are you hearing as you're talking to administrators? What are you seeing? I know the coaches are spending some time off here after camps and stuff, and they'll go get after it in earnest in July, mid-July in particular. But what's this brave new world you think we're getting ready to enter here on the other side of July 1?
Well, it is. It as Sam Pittman put it, he hopes it levels the playing field some. But what I fear is that these schools are going to have $20.5 million, and then the SEC schools are committing $2 million toward scholarships. So they'll have that amount of money to spend, and that's even. But the NIL still exists, and while it might be reined in a little, and yes, it has to go through a clearinghouse, that's not going to stop the biggest spenders from having very lucrative NIL deals that attract the 5-star talent. And so I don't know if it's going to change the recruiting balance on the whole, but I do think. I do think it was good that there's some guardrails up now. I just don't have great faith. I mean, there's already all kind of still lawsuits threatened on the current model, and I'm afraid it's just going to be wild still, and that we haven't seen the end of this. I would like to think that they would put this in place, and then every 3 years they redo the revenue share total, and by a formula. But I just don't know if it's going to. I don't know how long it's going to last that way.
Well, Tom, we'll see you in a few weeks in Atlanta. We're, I guess, 3 weeks out from SEC Media Days, and we'll talk to you later on this week.
Sounds good. See y'all.
All right, Tom Murphy, Arkansas Democrat Gazette Whole Hog Sports with us Tuesdays and Thursdays here on the Morning Rush. Our Tuesday visit brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Calves on a ranch aren't only raised by their mother, they're also raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians committed to giving them the healthiest and most comfortable life possible, because for cattle farmers, ranchers, and the moms of those baby calves, animal welfare is the top priority. Together we bring more beef. It's What's for Dinner. This funded by the Beef Farmers and Ranchers of Arkansas and courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
You ask a good question there about the settlement. As you asked it, I thought about how we haven't really heard anything about Remy Cofield lately, and just kind of his role. I'm assuming that one of the things that he is probably doing is putting together a staff. Like I've seen Auburn just hired someone. I've seen some other roles be filled, like Jim Nagy. I forget it's Nagy or Nagy, who was the head of the Senior Bowl for a while, is now at Oklahoma. That is, again, with the summer kind of being outside of media, not a ton of like football news until fall camp starts. I'm curious if we see more progression and more stuff out in the open with when it comes to him and what Arkansas is doing there.
It's just July 1 is a major date in the history of college athletics. And I don't think you can overstate the importance of what's happened here and what's getting ready to happen. I mean, when you look back and you think about freshmen becoming eligible to play, and you think about scholarship limits, and you think about all of the things that have shaped to get us to where we're at, this may be the biggest amongst them.
Even the invention of sports radio.
I mean, even yeah. I mean, you just think about all the things that have happened over the last 50 years to change the model of college athletics. Back when Frank Broyles and Wilson Matthews would have 200 on the practice field, and the scholarship, limits and the roster limits were endless. And then freshmen weren't eligible to play. And then, all these things that changed, I think all are in the shadows of what we're getting ready to embark upon.
So, mention, like, one of the things I wonder about is Alabama, like, is DeBoer going which way? Which way is Alabama going? That's one of the questions I have. They're not on your schedule. You probably don't care about that. What do you care about your opponents wise? Like, what are you wondering about with Nico leaving Tennessee? You got a shot in Knoxville in week 2 in October. Can you beat Austin Simmons in the new era of Ole Miss post Jackson Dart week 3? Can you give LSU a run in Baton Rouge like you've done in years past, even though I think Nussmeier might be the best quarterback in the Southeastern Conference? Can you go to Texas and beat Arch Manning, who is going to be their quarterback for the first time as a full-time starter this season? I think you're going to, because of where that game's sandwiched in between their season. And the teams at home, State, Auburn, Missouri, and who's the other one, guys? A&M. You hadn't played them at home since 2013. Yeah, when you almost beat Johnny Manziel. What questions do you have about your SEC opponents this fall? That's not rhetorical. What questions do you have?
Well, I mean, can you beat the M schools like we talk about? I mean, you got to beat those guys, but how does our budgets compare to those other schools? I know we're not going to match with A&M. We don't play Alabama. A&M, Texas. Those are schools that I worry about, because those are some swing games on your schedule you need to win a few of. For this program to be relevant in the conversation, you got to win at least 3 SEC games and probably 4. Probably 4 this year with Notre Dame on your schedule to get to 7. I mean, you're not trying to cure disease here. We're just trying to win 7 football games. And you think about the path to that. It's 3 non-con games. I don't know if you can still win against Notre Dame at home. And then, all right, how do you win 4 SEC games? That's half of them. Well, start looking around. You have to win some on the road.
I don't have the timeline of who authorized these games, Memphis and Notre Dame, in the same year, but I'm not saying they need to be put down.
Listen,
but
we shouldn't be scared of Memphis. Now, I'm not saying your concern's invalid, but that tells you where the program's at.
This isn't us 15 years ago. If I saw Memphis on their schedule under Bobby Petrino and we're going to the Liberty Bowl, I'm like, let's go. Let's go kick their ass. We're not like that in 2025. I wish we had Missouri or Ole Miss's schedule, and it was cupcakes, and then the SEC, the schedule, they got divvy out. But we have like one of the toughest schedules in college football this
Memphis
year,
should
and
be
we will be lucky to win 6 games based on that. And you can tell it's like frustration. And a lot of
So
fans
how do you
feel that
win
way.
4 SEC? You got to beat Memphis. You better beat A-State. A-State's one of them games you don't win, really bad things could happen the next day. So, I mean, that's where that's at. So, Memphis is going to be like a home game in a lot of ways. You're going to have a lot of fans figure out how to get in that stadium. So, hey, if you're going to drive over there, one thing you could do is go by, see Larry or David at Rath Auto Resources, Fort Smith and in Springdale. Ty, they've got a great ride for summer for you waiting on you at Rath Auto Resources and Rath Mitsubishi.
Yep, and they've currently got, again, the build-up for 4th of July. I know they're doing state sales tax paid when you trade. So if you're looking for, again, a summer car, a summer vehicle of any sorts, they're going to have it at both locations, both sides of the tunnel in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Mighty Key Car Care Center, always a great place to take your vehicle. They can help you out with something as simple as an oil change to something more complex. And the Mighty Key Car Care Center, again, is fantastic at both locations. Larry and David put a lot of time, effort, and energy into both of those. So for everything for your vehicle, whether the start or at the end, it's Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith and Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. When we come back, it's your SEC update. We continue on next on a Tuesday.
I think it's your girlfriend called.
Text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, home of the Lewis Guarantee.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Arkansas! See dealer for details. At Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, Van Buren, there's never been a better time to buy. Stop in today and check out our huge discounts on new Chevrolets and pre-owns. No reasonable offer will be refused, and at Rhodes, we always give you more for your trade. Plus, we offer free pickup and delivery. You can even buy remotely. Stop in and let us show you the Rhodes way with our 2-year complimentary maintenance program on every vehicle sold. Experience the Rhodes way. Road Chevrolet, 2800 Alma Highway, where you get the best prices, period.
I have enough trouble deciding what's for lunch. Imagine how stressed I was during the home buying process. Thankfully, Jeff Marks at Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, took the reins.
That's right, Ty. Buying or selling a home is the biggest financial decision you'll ever make. I have years of experience and proven expertise that help guide you through the process.
All my female friends love my house. I'm not kidding either.
Trust me like Ty did to guide you through every step of the way. Call me, Jeff Marks, at 479-414-1193. Big decisions, simple solutions.
Storm season is here. Is your roof ready? Hey, it's Matt Jones. If the weather has wrecked your roof and you need a roofing company you can trust, call my friends at Patriot Brothers Roofing. They have the #1 certainteed roofing company in Arkansas. They are licensed, bonded, insured, and lifetime River Valley residents located in Van Buren.
Thanks, Matt. We are also the only roofing company in the River Valley that installs a full CertainTeed integrity roof system and registers a 50-year warranty directly with CertainTeed. Patriot Brothers Roofing, because your home deserves only the best.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. With an unheard of 15-year spring warranty option, Grit is the team you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR.
Adventure doesn't wait, and neither should you. Start your next journey at Arkansas's #1 fifth wheel dealer, Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas. No matter the size of your family or your budget, Wheels RV has a new travel trailer or fifth wheel to help you explore the great outdoors. And with our exclusive lifetime warranty on every new RV, you can hit the open road with peace of mind. Come see us at 412 in Tawnytown or check us out at wheelsrv.net. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs.
That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
See Agent Randy Milam in Alma or Agent Brandon Zimmerman in Barland.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Is your business's IT infrastructure secure? At Dixie Digital, we provide comprehensive managed IT services to ensure your systems are running smoothly and your data is protected. Combine that with Xerox, Brother, and Epson reliable printers and copiers, and you've got everything you need for success. Call us today at 783-6600 to learn more about our IT services and special offers. Dixie Digital Imaging, your trusted partner for IT and document management.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts need, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America. The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight. We're about the tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally climbed the hill. It's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Couldn't think of a more perfect place to let you all know this. As you know, last year, the College Baseball Hall of Fame, we inducted Jeff King as the first inductee for the University of Arkansas. I'm proud to announce in February we will have our second inductee, Coach Norm DeBryan.
A great honor, and very appreciative, and just appreciate Hunter Yurchek, our athletic director, Kevin, everybody here. The Razorback fans are the best, and all of our administration, our team, Coach Van Horn, the job he's done, his staff. So thank you. Thank you. I just want to thank the good Lord for longevity, endurance, and how old I am, but it is what it is. Thank you.
I love when guys occasionally crack older jokes at their expense, which Coach DeBryan did at the tail end of that clip. Again, recently selected yesterday for the College Baseball Hall of Fame. Most of his accomplishments came in the Southwest Conference, but being that they joined the SEC, and he had a little over a decade that he was about a decade as the coach here in Arkansas within the Southeastern Conference. Some other Southeastern Conference people included David Price, Ray Tanner. And it's funny as I say that, it's like, yeah, some of it, but then you factor in again how long he has been the Arkansas baseball head coach.
I still go back to the fact that from 1970 till present day, 55 years, there's only been 2 head coaches of that program. I mean, stop and think about that. From I'll be 50 this year. 5 years before I was born, Norm DeBryan was the head coach. Until present day, there's only been 2. I mean, can you think of anything? Maybe there's something else in sports that there's that kind of stability over a 50-plus year run. But who's had 2 head coaches in 50-plus years in anything? I'm sure somewhere out there, but not at a level like Arkansas and any sport.
You might have to help me on this timeline. Think about how many football coaches you've had in that space. Broyles, Holtz, Hatfield. You're going to have to help me with the 90s.
Hatfield to Crow. Crow, you had Kimes for he was interim, then Ford, Nutt. Then you keep going forward, Nutt to Petrino to John L's interim year.
Bielema.
Yeah.
I mean, is that nearly 10? Is it 10? Might be over, but that, again, just that little example right there just goes to show it's not normal. I don't know. That is a good
I
question.
mean, even a place like Florida State where Bobby Bowden was there forever. Penn State where Paterno was there forever.
Mike Martin was there.
Mike Martin. I don't know how long when his tenure began at Florida State, but I'm just talking about the rarity, and that's part of being in the Hall of Fame is longevity. Yeah, you can catch lightning in a bottle, and you can do things that no one else as a player could equal because you only got a short amount of years. But and as a coach to do it, for 4 different decades. But you just think about the stability that program has had because of Norm DeBryan.
So
it's unbelievable.
Kind of and I couldn't tell you the Florida State coach now, but kind of similar. So Coach Mike Martin, the late Mike Martin, got there as an assistant in 1975. He became head coach in 1980, so 10 years after Coach DeBryan took over the job, and was there through 2019, the last run where they beat Arkansas in the College World Series. I'm going to guess, because I think I'm correct in saying that the current Florida State head coach has been there since Mike Martin retired.
It's Link Jarrett.
Thank you, Colton. So you've got these. That's the only one that has got to be remotely close. I mean, guys that I'm thinking about just off the top of my head. Keith Gooden felt like he was in Missouri State for forever. They've got a new coach now. I think Brian O'Connor was at Virginia for a while before now he's at Mississippi State. There's just, I don't know if there's anything like it outside of maybe Florida State right now, which is pretty wild. And that's still 10 years in front of Arkansas in the difference.
Yeah.
Oh,
pretty incredible.
Pretty crazy. So congrats to Coach DeBryan and all of his former players, including Dave Van Horn and the legacy that he's left here in Arkansas. Mentioned Ray Tanner is part of South Carolina. He's been there. I think he's still 99% sure he's still
AD, right?
Yeah, he's still the AD there, going from baseball. That seems to happen more than, especially in the Southeastern Conference. I feel like a lot of time baseball coaches are named athletics directors.
Well, they make good.
after
They make
the
good
fact.
ADs.
Yeah,
they're very detail oriented.
Mm-hmm. So that's he's also been selected as part of this list. Mentioned David Price and as well, former SEC pitcher at Vanderbilt, who, by the way, Arkansas beat in 2007 when he went.
I were there that night.
SEC, was that in so that was in Fayetteville or was it in Nashville?
It was, in fact, the one I remember is Friday night. Him and Nick Schmidt.
The lefty duel.
Yeah, it was. You knew you were watching 2 future major leaguers when you watched that game.
One of the other things I wanted to talk about here in the SEC update this morning, Colton, you put this down on a rundown. Arkansas has some SEC teams that they're playing that made the Elite Eight last year, including Auburn and Alabama. But you are playing in this upcoming season. You are playing every single Elite Eight team from last year. Every single one. Now, there's a lot of pieces missing, like Mark Sears and Grant Nelson for Alabama. Auburn's losing Janai Broom, and they lost Chad Baker-Mazar to Muss. But I don't know, like, how many times do you think that's happened in college basketball, where a team has to play every single Elite Eight team the year before? Seldom, if ever.
I don't know. I don't know who tracks that, but probably maybe never. Maybe never. You had a conference so heavy in success last year. That's one thing. We looked this up before the show. I think you only get 2 of those at home. You're properly scheduled in non-conference, but your conference schedule obviously is propelling that. But probably nobody has ever played all 8 Elite Eight teams in the following season.
So I know we're a while out from basketball season, but I'm going to give you the teams. You tell me which one you're most excited to play. Auburn, which is in the jungle and at home. Tennessee at home. Alabama on the road. Florida on the road. Duke in Chicago. Texas Tech in Dallas. Michigan State in East Lansing. And the Houston and Brooklyn. Which team are you most excited to play this upcoming season? Duke and Chicago.
Still
Thanksgiving.
Duke. Thanksgiving. Okay. Plan around it. Wish I could go.
That's a hard thing to tell your.
It's a hard deal to say, hey, honey.
December, like you talked about it, like you can make a holiday trip out of it. Honey, we can shop. We can do this. We can do that. It is a really hard sell to convince you. Like the one, I remember my dad took us to New York following the Thanksgiving after my mom passed away. And like we wouldn't have done that, obviously, but he just wanted to, I think, just get away. And like we did the Macy's Day Parade and everything the next day. But that's like being away on Thanksgiving is not fun. Or for
best food holiday.
Yeah, Thanksgiving or Christmas. Like your boy's going to Fayetteville or Little Rock to be with his family.
And I can handle being gone with family at Christmas, but I want to be home in some elastic waisted pants on Thanksgiving.
Can't eat grandma's pecan pie from New York City.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
So I bet there are a lot of Razorback fans, and I think you'd be surprised in the Chicago area around that. So that will be it. Duke will have the crowd advantage, but Arkansas should have a good amount of fans there too.
I just think it's cool because the basketball schedule is not planned like 3 or 4 years in advance. So Cal stacking up all these teams with good, the schedule with good teams means he thinks he has a really good team.
Good point.
And he knows that March is all that matters, So put yourself in a position to be a good seed in March, and we'll go from there. All right, that's the SEC update brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. I was over at Burton's yesterday with a water sample. With the sudden heat we've had, I bet some of you out there with a pool, your chlorine level wasn't right. Mine started turning a little bit green, got a little issue. So they tested it. Hey, here's how much pH down, and here's how much chlorine we need you to add. And get your pool back to looking right. And I'm sure some of you are struggling right now. They were really busy giving free water samples and some advice yesterday. So if you need that, they're always there for you. Great deals on Doughboy above-ground pools. They've got up to $1,500 off there. Dive into summer with a semi-in-ground pool starting at $190 a month. And go for the big boy, the in-ground pool with a free heater right now to make it more year-round for your family. It's available right now at Burton Pools and Spas. Springdale, Fort Smith, Greenland, and now in Hot Springs as well. Or go to burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, water for a better life.
So I've got some good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Give me the bad news.
All right, the bad news is Landman Season 2 does not come out till November.
All right.
You want the good news?
Yeah.
Allie Larder's been on the record that there's another hot bikini scene in Season 2.
Can't wait.
That is...
I started a new series last night on Prime. I gotta go back and watch. I fell asleep. I started too late at night. But Goliath, you watch that?
Who's that with?
Billy Bob Thornton.
Thornton.
Yeah.
Okay. What's it about?
He's an attorney in this series, and I'm half an episode in, so
What's that movie that he's an attorney in that he's really good? It's not Lincoln Lawyer.
No,
might need some help on. Might need some help on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. That is a good movie with Matthew McConaughey.
Try Goliath. I don't know. I haven't watched it. I'd love to hear some reviews. Buddy of mine turned me on to it, so tell me what you think about Goliath on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. I've started it. Again, I got to go back and rewatch episode 1 as the eyelids shut about 10:30 last night.
Razorback Sports consume my watching calendar from the end of August to mid-June, hopefully late June this next year if they're in the College World Series Finals. You got
to find some on TV right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the WNBA ain't going to do it every night.
You got the MLB, but what I'm watching...
That ain't going to do it every night.
You mentioned Goliath. Watch Stick with Owen Wilson on
really
Apple
good.
TV.
Okay.
It's really great.
Don't have Apple TV. Can I get your login?
It's not mine. It's my buddy's.
Can I get your buddy's login?
I'll ask Graham.
Yeah.
Your Friends and Neighbors also on Apple TV with John Hamm. I know you like Mad Men.
I've watched Mad Men a couple times.
Yeah, he's really good at that. I haven't watched season 2 of Tires yet. Don't watch that. You won't Tires.
Right.
That's not your type of humor.
Season 2 is fantastic.
It's me and Colton's
really
type
good.
of humor.
Really
Tires.
good.
But
All
that
right.
is the,
why won't I like it?
Because you don't like Shane Gillis and his
crude.
humor.
It's crude.
I don't mind crude, but I mean, look who I hang out with every day.
That's fair. I'm crass, I'm crude, I'm all the above. But those are the 3 things that 2 I'm watching, 1 I'm going to watch this summer.
Why haven't you watched it yet?
All right.
I need to find a Netflix account. I'm going to borrow yours after the show.
There you go.
$7.99 per month.
All right, there you go. They make it hard though to borrow someone's account because now you got to tell them, "Hey, I'm getting ready to log in. I'm going to need that code they email you." They've made it a little more difficult to clear some hurdles. That's for sure. Hey, real quick reminder for lunch today: Joe's Grill and Cantina, $1 tacos. Thursday, but they'll have the throwback, and those $1 tacos are good all day, Taco Tuesday. Throwback platters on Thursday with the Cuco's Classic Platters. They love doing those, and they do the enchiladas on Saturdays as well. There's something special going on every day at Joe's Grill and Cantina. You can join us for lunch today with a house-made salsa and the fresh chips made every day at Joe's Grill and Cantina. It's Taco Tuesday, Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps in Fort Smith. Joe's Grill and Cantina. You'll find it Tex-Mex style.
Paul says Mobland, which I believe is Sylvester Stallone.
No,
right?
that's Tulsa King.
That's Tulsa King? Okay,
Yeah.
Who's in Mobland?
It's Pierce Brosnan, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. I get confused because there's there's similar concepts and similar shows that I feel like run together from time to time. Like Taylor Sheridan had all these different ones popping up at once, and it was hard to keep track of. Obviously, they're segmented out based on the years of the Dunn family and everything else. But are
they going to come back with more 1923?
I don't know.
The one with Harrison Ford.
I still haven't watched that.
That's a really good.
Yeah.
That's a really good series.
Need to watch. Tom Hardy is in that apparently in Mobland.
All right, so check out. Hey, it's summer binge watching, right? Get in there. You can crank your air conditioner down, tied about 68. You can just binge watch.
Yeah. 70, but the fan will be on.
All right,
we're not going below.
The fan's using up more juice than the AC.
No, that's not true.
So, all right, we got our CJ's Butcher Boys trivia coming up. You got a good one cooked up here. Is it on the griddle right now?
I have it, and I think it's a summer activity in Arkansas. All
right,
and I like thinking about my dad. I had another one, but I think this one's better.
Okay, we'll get to that in the in our final segment coming up here in just a minute. Gaston's White River Resort should be another one of your favorite summer activities. If you haven't planned a trip to Gaston's this year, or maybe it's been a few years, or maybe you've never been, but you've heard me discuss it for the last 10 years or so, it's time to get to Gaston's. This is the summer to do it. Take the kids or the grandkids along. It will be a memory maker like nothing you've ever done. No airplane needed, although if you had one, you could fly it into the airstrip there on property at Gaston's. But you know, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful drive through the Ozarks to get there. There's a great restaurant on site. There's other things to do in and around the property. You're 15 minutes from Mountain Home. You're a little over an hour, maybe not even that, from Harrison. So depending on where you're listening, it's a short, easy drive, but it's a beautiful drive. Maybe you come up from the Conway area, Little Rock area, you get to drive along the Buffalo. Great, beautiful drive. And then you get there and you're on the banks of the White River for however long you're there. It's just an awesome deal to go to Gaston's. And their service, second to none, from the front desk to the guides to the folks in the restaurants to the house staff. They treat you like royalty at Gaston's White River Resort. 870-431-5202 is their number. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963. Lewis Automotive Group, serving Northwest Arkansas for over 79 years. This is the Morning Rush.
Please, touchdown.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Summer is finally here. Come check out Kofer's Boat Center's huge selection of boats with extra rebates for a limited time. Kofer's features low pontoons and fishing boats, Malibu and Axis wake surf boats, Caymas bass boats, and Kofer's has recently added the luxury line of Harris pontoons. Kofer's experienced professionals will answer all of your boating questions, and their award-winning customer service is second to none. Plus, they have the best boat storage option in town. Find them online at Kofers.com. That's COPHERS.com. Kofer's Boat Center, providing family fun since 1971.
Top CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
I want to ride my
Looking for a new ride or need a tune-up? Champion Cycling in Fort Smith has you covered. From top-of-the-line bikes like Specialized and Surly to expert repairs, apparel, and accessories, we've got everything you need to hit the trails. Stop by 5500 Mazard Road during business hours or shop anytime online at championcycling.com. Champion Cycling, helping you share in the joy of cycling.
Forest Grid Incorporated, a company known for paying top wages and benefits, has immediate openings for equipment operators, pipe layers, concrete finishers, and laborers. For nearly 90 years, Forest Grid has built the foundations of the River Valley, and now you can become a part of that legacy. Apply now from any device at goforestgrid.com. That's goforestgrid.com. Do you finally want to get paid well for your work? Do you want to work for a company that treats you like family? Apply now at goforestgrid.com. Forest Grid Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
I want barbecue that's sliced thick, smoked long, and so tender it melts in your mouth. Sides that will fill me up like a twice-baked potato, baked beans, hand-cut fries, okra, Texas toast. You know what I'm talking about? A restaurant where the whole family can go and get a great meal for a great price. Where the owner actually comes to your table to make sure everything tastes great. I'll tell you what I want. I want Jerry Neal's.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where all we do is keep you rolling. If you're looking for the best used car your money can buy, check out our great selection of road-ready certified vehicles with warranty. If you're trading or selling your car, let us give you a free second opinion and leave with a check in your hand. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in the Meineke Car Care Center. Plus, follow us on Facebook for special offers and fun contests. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
All right, final segment here on the Morning Rush on a Tuesday. It's Take Back Your Lunch Break Day, and that's a perfect segue for our CJ's Butcher Boys Burgers trivia. Now, we've talked to a few things this morning. We've talked about television shows. We've talked about going to the lake and everything else. And I remember one summer, I have not done this since, but there was I remember summer where my dad took us to both things. We went to Blanchard Springs. You ever been to those caverns?
Oh yeah, but from my river house, Blanchard Springs is 45 minutes. Maybe we went down there that when it was hot one day, and really too hot to be on the lake or anything else. So we went to Blanchard Springs did the tour. That was a lot cooler than being outside.
And the stalactites and stalagmites.
It's right there near 56.
Yeah.
And there's a place to get a cheeseburger somewhere right around there. Yeah. Go to Mountain View. Yeah, you can do a lot of cool things right there.
Well, I remember us doing that, and I also remember us digging for diamonds here in Arkansas. So our CJ's Trivia Tuesday question this morning: what is the city in Arkansas where you can dig for diamonds? 877-377-6963. You have to call this time.
You
have to call this time. Yeah. Well, it's a summer. I mean, summer's
all
supposed
right,
to be
Lewis
easy.
Automotive Group hotline for a winner, 877-377-6963.
Have you done it? Have you taken your kids?
No, I've never been to this particular town. I've been near it. I drove around it going to like Magnolia.
You know the mascot?
Yes. Believe it is.
You can say, don't say the town, but say the mascot. I thought you said you knew it.
Is it the Rattlers?
Yeah, it is the Rattlers.
Yeah.
All right, let's take our first call on this here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Colton, who we got?
We got Casey in Greenwood.
Casey, what is the answer to CJ's
don't let us down,
Trivia
Casey.
Tuesday question?
I got you, Uncle Tommy. It's Murfreesboro.
There you go.
Ding, ding, ding. Correct.
There you go. Hey, spell Murfreesboro for free bacon on your cheeseburger.
I'll give you Ozone for the burger spot in your area.
Casey, hang on. We'll get your information off there. That is correct.
Murfreesboro.
I have not been in quite some time. They actually have a water park, too, down there.
Yeah. You spell it just like it sounds. MURPHFREES, Borough, B-O-R-O.
So congratulations, Casey. You have won a $25 gift card to CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. Best burgers, fries, and shakes in all of Arkansas. I know Keith is really happy to be making his fries and beef tallow now. They were already great, and now they're even better. Get the fry sauce, and get multiple cups of it.
I need some seasoning. I went in there the other day. They were out, and they just made me a big styrofoam cup of it.
It's the way to do it.
It is the bomb.
CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best. All right,
maybe call it out. Maybe we'll go do the show one day from the Crater of Diamonds. I've never been there.
It'd be a fun one.
It's pretty fun. Lots of digging.
Lots of digging. All right, halftime coming up next. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C on the way.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver,